Alright, welcome to Monday. It is June 1st. We got some trading to do. Remove all that. Up to the hour. Good. I just woke up. I'm a little tired. Just a little. Wee bit. Here we have live trade action. The most I'm going to do here is so we're clear. I'm not doing chart work on the hour for this. I'm just marking the highs and lows as a rough layout so I can see it readily on my phone. From here, this I just woke up. It's 7 a.m. Now to get a more accurate depiction of what the heck is going on. 3, 8. Some situation there. This high is cool. We care about it. Why? Because it hasn't been crossed. This right here is the most recent high in London session. Care about it. Why? Because it hasn't been crossed. Below this point throughout this whole thing is right here. We don't care about this right here because it's on Asian session and the close of Asian session, open of London session. That this created its low there. Works. Am I seeing any kind of fair value gap in this? See one right here. Though it's been disrespected. Yeah, it's been disrespected. The closure of this fair value gap here. And this was the inversion fair value gap, saying price is going to go higher. Disrespected. Because it disrespected fair value gap says continuation higher. It did go higher from this fair value gap. Now we're reversing back down. Now that's the thing. Let's take a look at the news right quick. We have high impact news at 10. PMI, red, ISM orange, and then later on at 1 p.m. we have Fed Chair Powell speaks. That's red. So far at 10, high impact. Nothing really crazy outside of that. None of the bad, no folders. What exactly is going to happen at 10? Previous says 48.7. Forecast is 49.3, so greater than previous. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency, so if it goes higher than this, it's going to go down. Orange folder here, 70.2. There is, yeah, actual greater than forecast is good for currency, so if this is greater than this, price is going to go down. Okay? Okay. We're going to keep that open, but minimize so we can actually see it. Outside of this, we have this high here. And the lowest point outside of this is right here. This is cool. Lowest point outside, or okay, so let's do this. Highest point outside of that is here. Lowest point is about right here. Most recent high out of that, and then aside from this low, it'd be this low. This is the next available low. This is the next available high. So we're looking to take profit between these. Outside of our current price range, we're looking at these highs and lows. This high and this low to better give us a trajectory reading. Currently, we are in a downtrend. Good. Yeah, we're in a downtrend. We have not broke past the highs, though we have an accumulation of very recent highs. We pushed up past that, sweeping all of them. From this, price continued on down. Now we're looking towards the lows. From here, let's go over to this one. Boom. Again, we're not going to do much here. We're solely looking for key levels to look at that are not present on S&P 500 to get a better reading on anything else. We have a little bit of a differential here, where this is red on this, says green on that. The green's constant even on Trade Locker compared to Trading View. Trading View is 2 minutes delayed. Trade Locker is the other way around. That is the highest point of London session. The only reason I'm not marking any of this is because in order to mark a high, you gotta go up, down, and then that's the highest point between the two. Yeah. Highest point outside of the sessions, lowest point outside of the sessions, both of which are most recent. Again, for value gap here, we had a closure below said for value gap, which means this right here is disrespected. Again, we are in the downtrend. We have not broke structure out of it yet. How you break structure out of a downtrend? You have to get a high up, down, close above, sorry. This is gotta get closed above in order to break out of this right now downtrend. Yeah, that being the case, we're just gonna wait patiently. This is a pretty clear picture. We did disrespect that for value gap, so I imagine it's going to continue on down. Right now, it's looking like it's trying to break out of the current downtrend. So we'll see. Plain and simple. Current price action says we just broke out of it. Closure. It is not 8 a.m. yet. We still have another hour before market opens. I just wanted to get the chart work, the overall chart work over with, so that way you guys have a clear picture as to what I'm looking at. Yeah. This is a respected fair value gap on the daily. We have no. When a low is closed below, that's a break of structure out of an uptrend. It looks like we actually got that. No, we have not. We have not got that yet. So technically, um, per this fair value gap here, in fact, that one, we're in an uptrend. And this down, up, lowest point, boom, has not been closed below. We're still in an uptrend on the daily. That's per ES. Let's see what the NASDAQ has to say about that. Okay, same story. Down, up, lowest point, boom. If this is not closed below, price is going to continue higher. We have for value gap here. It was not inverted. We have right here. NASDAQ is tattling on the ES. This right here is a green candle, down, up, lowest point, boom. This right here is the next previous, down, up, lowest point, boom. This low. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that backwards. Down, up, down, up. That's how you determine. Recent low, new low. This right here closed below this low. We created fair value up, so the price is going to go higher. Sure enough, it did. We're looking for it to continuation back down. Could be breaker block that this occurred. Breaker block. Four block sweep of the low, of these lows. Push higher. Created fair value gap. Boom. Price higher. And down, up. So for the daily, I think we're waiting for a break of structure to form on the NASDAQ, right? So price can continue lower. Further confluences identified throughout this, if we really wanted to do that and say the confluences worked on the daily, we'd be looking for an inverse fair value gap or the break of structure. Right now we have neither. It's just a matter of time of waiting for it to form. What about the 4 hour? Does 4 hour give us anything? Inverse fair value gap there. This is Friday. This is Friday's day trading. Or sorry, Thursday, because we didn't trade Friday. Friday we consolidated for a little bit. We went down, we went right back up. We would have been stopped out had we taken a trade Friday, so I called it the week on Thursday. We had an inverse fair value gap on Thursday. Down. This is the 4 hour. Okay. I think this is also a difference between the two. This right here says price is higher on the NASDAQ. This right here, price didn't reach as high. Yeah. Small amount of S&P divergence. Right here we have relative equal. Actually, this high is higher than this. Or price action is higher than this or this. And over here, it's reversed. Price did not get as high as this one did right here. So, in this right here, NASDAQ, I believe, was lagging behind because price is starting to move up from this low here. It's not 8 o'clock yet. I think we have covered enough, to say the least. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now. With any luck, we can actually take a trade and make some profit off of this. I'm going to keep this whole screen up, so when I come back, it's as easy as just looking, seeing, and if we hit a key level, yay, we'll come back and start identifying. BRB. Alright, seems my PC wants to start, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close down everything, stop recording. I'm going to let it update, shut down, restart. Once it's done doing that, hopefully by the time it's done updating, we can get back into the market and hopefully take a trade. Right now I'm looking at trading view, or actually, sorry, this is trade locker that I'm relating at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and move this up here so that way we're not losing our place. Looks like we're getting a little bit of separation and a break of structure out of this general downtrend off of this, so we should be expecting the price to go higher. Not seeing any fair value gaps within this that we should be concerned with. Again, we had a fair value gap here I thought was disrespected, and that made most sense in a downtrend for it to be disrespected and then continue on down. But for this break of structure to occur so soon means that we're going to see that downtrend end and price continue higher. It's good for us. I'm going to do the same thing here. It does not look like, well, this is delayed. This one right here is delayed specifically on this. Closure is still above this high here, so this could be a break of structure in the next 30 minutes. So we have that little bit for this candle right here to close. That being, yeah, when that being the case, we'll be right back. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. 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 Good. Finally, it works. I don't understand why. Every time I have an update, my mic gets dethroned as the one I choose to use. I don't know why that's the case, but regardless, we're here. We out here. We try to have some fun. Trying to do this. Oh yeah, I need to do that. We still got 25 minutes before we can do anything on this. What I'm doing now is making sure that this setup works. 950, 1030, 8. 8 is our market open. 950 is our rough time to really start looking for a trade to happen. And then 1030 is our no-fly zone. As soon as this time right here is crossed, we are leaving the market. We're not even going to touch it. We're not going to enter. We're not going to do anything. We're just hopefully to get a trade within this time frame. We will have entered within this, taken profit, and by this time right here, we're either sailing up or down in the middle of a trade, or we're leaving trade within this time and avoiding re-entry on this because we don't want to touch this right here. This is a no-fly zone. We're going to take this, go back up to the hour. Boom. This is good. Again, current price actions right there. We're going to just leave this up on the screen because I feel as though it is imperative that you get both pictures. We have our chart work pretty much taken care of. When we hit the 5 minute, it'll be 2 candles. This right here will be 2 candles ahead of what you're seeing to the right over here. Yeah. Stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right quick. just because I'm not seeing anything real important right now. We got another 23 minutes before market opens, so to avoid keeping things super long, we're going to pause at BRB when market comes back to us and opens up. BRB. It is now 8:42 a.m. We are currently working with this one here. We did not get a break of structure off of this candle specifically, though price did continue higher, creating a new high within London session. We're currently looking at 8 here. Looks as though we got a key level hit. Move on down. We did not get a key level hit. Oh no, did we? Let's see. If I move this down, is it in line? That looks pretty dang close, if I do say so myself. And even if it were stupid close, that looks like it's about to cross. Alright, so we have key level hits. It's on the high side, which is cool. Let's go ahead and hit down here right quick. We know what this looks like here. We are not there yet on this chart specifically. We will be looking at right there for the high, up, down, highest point, boom. We're looking for this to cross this. Going back to live price action, which would be this right here. We did get a cross here. What exactly are we looking for? We're looking for on the 5-minute a break of structure, an inverse value gap, or an S&T divergence. Do we have an S&T? Not seeing S&T. Those relative equal highs there, unlike this right here saying low. So I think NASDAQ is the one lagging behind here. We did, in fact, get a key level hit on the S&P here, which works. We're looking for a break of structure on that. We actually got the break of structure on this key level hit here. We closed above that high there. So we're broke out of structure. If we continue on with the 5-minute, what we're looking for a fair value gap to form. We technically have a fair value gap to form. We need this right here to close. It says price is going to continue moving higher. If so, that works in our favor. It does. It works in our favor. I think I went a little too far. I think I've made a mistake. Because we identified key level being hit. This works. We also identified that this candle at the same time was a break of structure. Because up, down, boom, we closed above this high. That is a well-defined break of structure in a downtrend. But wait, that doesn't make sense because we already broke structure back here. Up, down, highest point, closure above that high, break of structure, continues higher. Well, this makes sense until you look at the down aspect of it. In an uptrend, how do you break structure? Down, up. The low closed below the previous low. Down, up, boom. Lowest point was here. And it closed below it. We'd get a better representation on this one here. We had boom, boom. Lowest point there. And this is on NASDAQ. We had a closure below that. Same story here. Down, up, boom. Actually, I'm on the hourly for this one. Sorry. Down, up, boom. Lowest point here. We did not get a closure. So S&P is big old meh. So we broke structure earlier in this. Definitely broke structure earlier. With that being the case, stuff. To be honest, I have no idea what I'm doing now. So we had, I think we can only count from this candle this way. That's the easiest way to go about it. Either we get a fair value gap, right? or define breakage structure. That's the best I can do, best I can think of at the moment. Because right now, per this move up here, we are in an uptrend right now. For a continuation confluence, we need, or to confirm that this is going to go higher, one, we need a fair value gap. Broke structure here. Up, down. Broke structure temporarily back to the downside. We saw it continue lower right here. This move up. Broke structure here. So price is moving higher. What is the NASDAQ doing? About the same thing. Broke structure here. Broke structure there. Came back down. We had a fair value up, said price would be continuing down. Breaker block here, I think. No. This would be our breaker block. Failed retrace because right now, per this move, we're in a downtrend. So breaker block, order block, sweep of the lows, price moves higher, takes out the highs. That being the case, did we get a breaker structure on the NASDAQ? Nope. Fine, because it didn't close above this high here. From this high specifically, it did not close above this. So we did get a inverse fair value gap. Yeah, we got an inverse fair value gap up here. It closed completely above this, past this fair value gap specifically. We're on the move back down. We're looking for, on the 5 minute, a breaker structure inverse fair value gap, which could happen within this here. We got a fair value gap on this move specifically, so we're looking for that to occur. Inverse fair value gap is the confirmation of a reversal. The price has swept these highs and is now on the decline back down to continue the general trend, which at the moment is down. Yeah, hour, I believe you can see it. Yeah, on the hour, we're in a downtrend. We have not broke structure beyond that, so that's the thing. Yeah, consolidation period, and then right here, we had a breakout of structure, small retrace. From there, price moved on down. We had a fair value gap there that says price is going to continue moving down. We have inverse fair value gap here. Boom, price moved higher, took out all those consolidation highs, and now we're on a slow trek back down. We had a mini retrace here. Again, due to the downtrend. Man, I've been awake for roughly 2 hours now, and I am like sleepy-eyed. I could go back to sleep like a baby, wake up around 1-ish, and literally pick up a game and just start playing. To be completely honest. Let's go to 5 minutes, see what's happening. I think the general trend is down. And on the daily specifically, it's not. It's uptrend on the daily. Because we broke structure here. Boom, we're on a retrace there. We had a breaker block, order block, sweep of the highs here. We're continuing on down. The sweep is the sign of reversal that this uptrend is over. From this, we want to see price continue lower, and that's essentially what this candle right here is telling us, is that price is going to go lower. I think I've done pretty good at identifying all my confluences so far. We did get a key level hit here. That I'm looking at the NASDAQ when I'm saying all this. And in actuality, it's best if I do this here, because we did get a key level hit on my trade action here. It crossed that line. It slowly diverged back down. We got 6 minutes, 40 seconds for this candle right here to close in order to get that leg out of the way. We go to the 5 minute and continue looking. From there, If price continues down within the minute 30 that this has got and closes below this, that'll be an inverse fair value gap confirming this reversal that price is going to continue lower. At which point we'll need to be looking for a fair value gap to form, which is going to be a large candle down with a gap in the middle, or it'll be a breaker block, order block, or generally price to come within equilibrium. We want to see equilibrium form between the most recent high and the most recent low. So this is where I get a little confused about equilibrium, right? Because my understanding is equilibrium is to be set from the high and low of the session. Price to come back down within the equilibrium, right? So roughly in the middle. It'll come within a certain range and continue higher, which works, right? It'll show us the sign of reversal, or it'll cross the 50% mark into the second 0.382 range, and from that, it'll continue down. We want to see that occur. What I think I want to do is this here. Oh wait, I don't have this one set up. So I don't care about this one. No. I don't care about this one or this one. I care about 618. Care about 382. Okay. This is where we're at with this. This high here, we want price to come down to this one here. I don't really care about the colors. I'm primarily focused on some other stuff to happen and occur. We'll keep it roughly here to keep things like sane on this chart. And this is live price action too. Looks like we're going to get an inverse fair value gap off of this move here, which works for us. From that, we'd be looking for, on the 5-minute, fair value gap, break block, order block, or equilibrium. We might actually get a fair value gap off of this. It'll inverse on the 5-minute for confirmation. Let's take that. Let's take it like it is. Let's take it one step at a time. I like one step at a time. One step at a time works. First step, break of structure, inverse fair value gap. We're looking at it right here. We're looking at that form. This is what we're after. This is what we're going with. When it forms, cool. That's one block that confirms price is going to go in a direction. Stop. Wait for the second one. Step. A separate fair value gap, a separate breaker block, a separate order block, or in general, the price to come within equilibrium. If it hits this range and continues higher, sweet. We know that price is going to continue higher. Or if it goes within this range, crosses this right here from the current price action it's currently with, it's going to cross into here and continue lower. That's my theory. That's my thought. That's my guess. I think that works. Let us see. Let us see. Due to this right here being a break of structure up to that side, we have, boom, I believe this is a respected fair value gap. From that, it'll continue higher. You'll see what I'm talking about for me here in a second. We have this right here occur on the 5-minute. See it come down. Respect this, continue higher. go with a leg up. See what happens. I think this will be a breaker block. Would this be considered a retrace? It is a retrace. That's not a question. The question is it a failed retrace? Because right now, for this like breaker structure, right, we're in an uptrend, not a downtrend. In a downtrend, we'd be looking for continuation. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. But because of a breakup structure indicating we're now in an uptrend, even in this move here, like we were in an uptrend a little ways ago, like right up until this right here happened. We closed below this low. That was our breaker structure out of this trend specifically. Our breaker block was this right here. Failed to close above the previous high. So we got this. Continue lower. Boom. Closed below that low. Kinda like right in line with it. As a result of there being a lack of resistance, we saw price continue up, break structure, close above a high, and we got to see that move there. We might have a breaker block here. It's a continuation of this, right? We didn't get a breaker structure down. We got a respected fair value gap and a retrace up. This would be our breaker block on the 5-minute. Within trend, it says price is going to go lower, but due to what market has to give us right now, let's go over that, shall we? We hit this key level on the hourly. Cool. We went down to the 5. Notice that it was also a break of structure. We closed above the most recent high and outside of that, right? This is cool. We retraced, respected the fair value gap that formed off of the break of structure, which was cool to us. And now we're watching trace back up. Boom. We thought this was going to be a breaker block, so I think I'm wrong with this being a breaker block. I think I'm wrong, because a break block is a failed retrace. In this now uptrend, if this closes above this high, it's not a breaker block. It's just continuing. At which point, we'll be looking for an order block, price to come back down within equilibrium, or a fair value gap to form off of this current move. I think what's going to happen? What do I think is going to happen? I think we have 3 minutes for this candle to close. I want to see it close before I really make a decision. I love the fact that I'm able to see this in live action now. Like, it's live. Every move is current. It's not 10 minutes behind. Teaches me a lot. I'm learning a lot, and from this, I'm focused. News, again, is a double red folder with an orange. One red, one orange hits at 10, the other hits at 1. 10:30 is our cutoff time, so this is the only news we really need to be concerned with. The hope is that when these two hit, price continues lower, because, again, these two are greater than these two, and generally speaking, if these two are greater, both say if greater than forecast, good for currency, so price will continue lower. We want to see price continue down from news. That's going to give us the biggest, okay, enter here, go there. And per this move specifically, we are, oh, hello, look at that. Oh, wait, no, we still have a minute, 142. I was going to say, this looks like a breaker block now. It's actually looking like a breaker block because we didn't close above this, and it's not an up candle, so it works. Price didn't go above that sweep either, so that's the thing. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to consolidate. I mean, technically, right now, we are consolidating. Look at this straight line. So what am I looking for it to do? I'm looking for it to come down in equilibrium, almost. I think news is going to put it in equilibrium. And when it gets to this point, it's going to boomerang back up. We're looking for that retrace back down to get the best trade here. Buy in while it's in this zone, and then watch it continue higher. We need to follow the confluences, though. All the building blocks necessary to enter a trade. So we're going to be on the lookout for every little thing, nitpicking as we go. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. This is a good turnaround from literally the past 3 months, which, by the way, I'm taking with a grain of salt. I have already declared that I have failed the 3 months. So I'm treating this as a restart. This is day 1 of day trading. I'm going to trade every single day for the next 3 months. And my goal is to make profit. Stay positive for 3 months. Get as good as I can with it. And from that, continue on. How do you spot a breaker block? Right there. How do you spot a change in trend through break of structure or inverse fair value gap? Inverse fair value gap. We, one, have not closed below, but we are about to break structure and have inverse fair value gap on this candle specifically. That's on the 5 minute. From here, what else are we looking for on the 5 minute? Fair value gap, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. We have an order block. I mean, these are relative equal highs. Breaker block is a failed retrace to continue higher. Cool. From here, we know price is going to continue lower per this reversal. Now on the 1 minute. Boom, we're looking for break of structure out of. We didn't need a break of structure until this one here. That says price is going to continue lower. Let's see what happens. On the Lord, on this is the 1 minute. So we had boom, this sweep, push back up. These are like equal highs. That's what this is. Continue down, breaker block here, push lower, fair value gap. Inverse, we could have entered here, watch it continue on down. However, I'm looking at this move specifically. I want to see it come down within this range specifically. What am I looking for price to do? Looking for it to continue higher. For this, we are in an uptrend. We got a mini retrace here. We broke structure on the 5 minute. From that, we want to see it continue higher. Boom. See what it does. If this right here, this fair value gap is inverted, I'll enter in on a buy position, long position. We'll see it continue higher. Same story right here. If this right here is cut below, if it's closed below, we'll go ahead and continue. We'll enter on a sell position. Watch it drop into this zone here. I think we missed our opportunity on getting on this leg, so I'm looking for an opportunity back up. However, at the same time, I'm also looking at this going, I'm not entirely sure now. We need to wait for this to close. This candle specifically. We need to wait for it to close. We have 1:25 for that to happen. So we're going to wait. I'm going to wait. Patiently. I will wait. Man. We have 1 minute for it to close. Let's see what happens. Okay, and that candle closed. Did we get a disrespected? Okay, that's an inverse fair value gap on the 5 minute. That's what that is. We didn't get a break of structure. Why? Down up, lowest point, boom. It didn't close below it. Price went down, but it didn't close below. So technically, we're still in an uptrend. Though this is a breaker block, for the uptrend, the price should continue higher. Relative equal highs, everything's screaming that it'll continue up from this move here specifically. From this breaker block, we'd be looking for a retrace down. It respected the fair value gap. It did not respect it. That's an inverse fair value gap. This says price is going to continue higher. It did from the fair value gap. We actually got equal high there. So this from this candle onward, it should actually continue on down. From this, we're looking for what? We have fair value gap now. Fair value gap to form. What am I waiting on? What am I? Because this right here says it's strong. That right there says it's a strong confluence. This swept this low. So it should continue higher, right? No. Because that. This right here is the biggest thing. This is our sign of continuation. What am I looking for? In which direction am I looking for it to continue? Up or down? For a breaker block, sign of continuation, it's the imbalance, right? So we're looking for a fair value gap to form to settle this imbalance. Price cannot have a wick higher or lower than the breaker block that formed. Yet we have equal high here off of this and a low lower than that. So disrespected breaker block, not a sign of continuation. I have to now move past this and look further on. Breaker block has not formed. It hasn't. So what now? What am I looking for? Price to either come down into equilibrium, again another breaker block, an order block, or a fair value gap to form, and a large one. It's a good thing I'm doing this. It's a very stellar thing that I am taking that back. I'm looking at the whole picture as it's forming, and I'm able to make the decision as I see it. News hits at 10. It's 9:12 now. We have equal highs on the 5 minute. One that closed above, the other that closed below, but both are equal. I got to play in GTA 5 with my brothers the other day. Past 2 days, actually. Finally did the Cayo Perico since it was released for the first time. I gotta say, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the setup. I did not enjoy the constant fear of dying and everyone rushing through it like crazy because nerves were all-time high. It was a stressful heist. I get that point, but still, like, they could have at the very least said, hey, we're going to take it slow and actually take our time through this, because we could have snuck through it, but we set the alarms off like 2 seconds after we landed on the island. Big ouch, in my opinion. We got through the heist. We got paid a lot for the heist. It was cool. I would have loved to see more payout. I also didn't know that when you first complete it, the guy that you do it for, he takes such a large cut. It like nerfs all of the entirety of the cut. So you don't get the what was it, 4.2 mil that we would have gotten from it. Instead, you get cut out of like 3.5, and you get the 1, and then split that up between all the members and what you paid for and the like, and from that you get monies, right? That bit a little, but meh. Big ol' meh. This is confusing, just a little bit. That's like equal closure almost. price went down. That is a fair value gap there. Boom, boom. That closure did not close below the previous low. We're looking for this candle, seeing about what it's going to do. I think news is going to be the deciding factor. Unless we can get a breakout of this, I think news is going to be a deciding factor. The deciding factor. Sorry. We have not broke structure yet. Per this move, we're in an uptrend still. Actually, sorry. Mistake. Not mistake. Per this move all the way down here, when we broke structure on that, we've been in an uptrend. Created a high there. Created a high here. We created a high but didn't close above it. We're looking at a retrace down, which is cool. They can retrace, no problem. What is NASDAQ doing right now? Do we have any S&T? So this actually went a little bit higher than this did. It swept this high. I think we're about to get our first confluence break of structure on the 5-minute outside of the inverse value gap here for that move specifically, which works. I mean, we get inverse value gap and break of structure within 3 candles on this single candle here. That works for me. I'm happy with that being a confluence first. Now that we know we can't count this as a valid breaker block. I want to remove this. I'm going to look up that video later on. Like, if we entered the trade, I'm going to look it up later on. If we don't, probably going to look up the video and then, like, correct this, because I hate having to look at an order block first and then work my way back. I'd like to see when a breaker block forms, so I have that confluence down packed instead of looking for 2 confluences when I could be just using 1, and then from that, using this information a little bit more efficiently than, ooh, look at this, now look at that. You have 2 confluences that say continue, so it should be going in the direction it's supposed to go, you know? Like, no, I like 1, so I know to look for the bad in the 1, and then the other to be complementary to the good of the 1, so that way it's like, oh, okay, so this and this. That works. We have breakage structure there. I don't want to move. I don't want to move yet. We have to identify fair value gap, equilibrium. We have to identify these. We have to identify that first and foremost. I think I'm doing good so far. I'm catching myself in my own mistakes on live trade, right? And I'm recuperating from them. I'm taking the grains of salt that present themselves, and from it, becoming a better trader. I'm not entered in on a stupid trade yet. Let's find out if I can enter on a decent trade. This price action is also yikes. This price action was big old man. This price action, yeah. Okay, so we did break structure. Boom, boom. We are now in a downtrend per this low here, this closure. What do we want to see from this? We want to see a fair value gap, breaker block, order block, or equilibrium. Not in the direction that price right now is headed, but in the opposite. Sign of continuation, right? I think I want to pause gonna pause the video. I'm gonna pay attention very carefully. When I think a confluence has popped up, I'm gonna unpause the video. From that, we're gonna continue identifying each and every little one as they present themselves. BRB. Okay. I've not entered on a trade, but I do want to point this out. So we have, if this is a valid one, I'm thinking this will be our order block, sweep of liquidity here. In which case we'll miss the initial move, but we'll have been presented a fair value gap on the 5-minute, which works in our favor. Everything about my face is just exploding right now. I don't know. I know why. I'm not an early bird. The nose, because I just opened up the door, a whole bunch of new air is coming in my room, and it's like fresh breath, crazy pollen. It's crazy how much dust is being blown over on us from the Sahara. I'm not like hyper allergic, but at the same time, I don't like it. Poor air quality, bad for lungs. I like being able to breathe. If this is a valid breaker block, that would make this an order block. That's my idea right now. Is that if this right here sweeps these highs, it would create this being a valid breaker block, this being a valid order block. An order block then leads into a liquidity sweep. We'll see price push past these. From this sweep, we'll have a confirmed double hit on this. We'll be right back to square one trying to figure out what price wants to do from this point on. There we go with a sweep. Past it. That works. Did we get it for a value gap? Yep. Did we get any? What did we get on the 1 minute? This right here. Boom. Fair value gap. We could have entered on that right there. We didn't. Instead, we're over here. I'm on the 1 minute like I'm about to enter on a trade. Hey, buddy. Hi, cat. Both y'all done come in here. Daggum. Yeah, there's Kitty. Say hi, Kitty. Say hello. Say hi. Pet the kitty. Say hello. Good kitty, yeah. Hi. What you doing? It's a kitty. Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Pet the kitty. Because of the cat, both of you might need to be out of my room for a little bit, okay? Boop. Yeah, big boop. Pet the kitty. You sneezed in my face. Come on, both of you. Come on. Pet the kitty. Say hello. So I tried. Really tried to facilitate them. But I almost hit the power button on my PC. Big oof. Fair value up there. I want to press buy. I know it might be a little bit, but I'm going to press buy. This is an order block. We're looking for that right there. We're going long, Mr. Krabs. We're going long. We did. This is what? Huh? Why is this being dumb? I'm gonna be completely honest now. I have no idea what the heck is going on. We made 70 cents on this, but yeah, man. I think we made dumb move. I'm confident saying we've made dumb move. Dum Dum move has been confirmed. I like the way this looks, this setup. We had a breakout, which is good, and it was in an uptrend, which is also good. But I think it's going to continue higher than that. I don't know. Oh, but at the same time, we have a valid stop loss here. This is just below what we identified was our breaker block and the order block here. So that's the thing. We're targeting the highs from this right here. This is the 1 minute that we entered on. For this chart, we entered on the 5 minute on this chart here. I'm gonna X out of this right quick. This registered that we did enter on the same level, the same price point right here. And that price went up above this, so we should see more of a result off of this right here. I'm wrong. This will be the same. My mistake. And I put the take profit from this all the way up here, which I do believe is a mistake, because that RR is awful. Can confirm we made dumb move. Yeah, that's a dumb move. Ouch. 1 to 4.96. If we make that trade and it works, awful. Awful. That's not good. I'm making a note. What should this note be? Risk to reward. I want to change this. I really want to. Pay attention. Never enter a trade after confluences or after price moves beyond confluences. Is that a good thing? No, because that could easily mean a sweep of liquidity, a minor sweep in price continuing in the opposite direction. This is not just a sweep, but a genuine move up, and it's just moving up. I don't think this is a good note. What's a better note? What can I say here? Because I know I made a mistake. I went through all of my confluences. I'm gonna say I was right. The breaker block was a sign of continuation. We should have saw that, went to the 1 minute, looked for the inverse value gap, got in on it. We would have been all the way down here, right? We would have seen all this move, and then boom, we would have made this much more money, which would have been much more profitable. We didn't get equilibrium, but we got every other confluence needed in order to see this going up. I understand we have a little bit of a climb to get through in order to get to the take profit we want. Shoot. What should that note be? I got it. Don't make dumb plays on dumb charts. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. I'm tempted to marry that bias. Don't make dumb plays on dumb charts. I think that's a good note. If all confluences have been confirmed and the trade was validated, meaning the move on which the trade was to take place occurs, do not enter the market. The risk to reward will be bad and the potential to lose the trade increases exponentially. Is that a good note? I think it's a good note. I think it is. We're in the trade now. We're on the 1 minute for this. What does the 5 minutes say? Not the 3 minute, 5. This right here. We have a giant fair value gap. The set price is going to go up. We have a break of structure out of that downtrend from before through a giant fair value gap. We want to see price continue higher, so that fair value is going to get respected. 1, and 2, we're going to see a continuation move higher. Let's go over exactly what I did and how I got things wrong, because my understanding was a breaker block like this right here. It's spelt out in the notes. The notes really do it justice. Where I'm gonna save this first. Boom. This. Breaker blocks. How to identify them specifically. They are the move up or down prior to a break of structure towards the reverse in trend's shift. These are not to be confused with order blocks. They are the leg down before the break of structure and liquidity sweep caused by an order block. Both breaker blocks and order blocks are typically found in the same price range. So, 1. Breaker block starts when, after the retrace down, 1, it fails to close below in an uptrend. 2, when the retrace from that down leg moves up. When we move back up and it doesn't close above, which means fail, breaker block. The combination of this, right? Our then price range for that breaker block, I'm going to do it on this chart because it'll be a much clearer picture. I'd like to see my pictures. Pictures are needed. Here's the same breaker block we were just looking at. Where's the GAN box? This right here. Boom. So from this move up all the way to this move down. Boom. Here's our price range, right? Our price range says from here to here, we're looking for this breaker block to be respected. What is a respected breaker block? This is where I need to look at that. Let's look at this. Expected. How expected trading is defined by its ability to effectively act as support, especially when after a price break of a prior order block. The strong breaker block typically forms after a decisive break of an order block, followed by a test of that broken level, resulting in a rejection from the breaker's zone. This rejection confirms the breaker block at the same level. A broken order block. Look for a price that decisively breaks through a potential order block. Okay. Which is an area where price has previously bounced or rejected. The break should be accompanied by increased volume or momentum. Look for a retest. After the breakout, the price should retrace back to the broken level, essentially retesting the former order block. Observe the reaction. When price returns to the broken level, observe how it reacts. A strong rejection from this level indicating a bounce away from the breaker block, confirms its validity as a significant support or resistance. Contextualize the breaker block. Breaker blocks are more reliable when they align with the overall trend and are located at key market turning points. They often follow liquidity sweeps or stop hunts, making them more likely to be respected. confirm with other indicators. Confluence with other tools like fair value gaps or volume spikes can further confirm the breaker block's reliability. In essence, a respected breaker block is characterized by a clear break of a prior order block. So we would need to find an order block. Let's look at this one because you guys can see this a little bit more clearly. So my question is this a breaker block? We'd have to figure that out right quick. What is the beforehand? We had a fair value gap here. We had a sweep of liquidity. This would have been our order block. Order block, breaker block, right? Boom, boom, and then this right here. Test this. Ouch. This is on the 5-minute, so not too concerned, but still, ouch. We'll look at this here in a second. Let's see. A clear break of the prior order block. A retest of the broken level. A strong rejection from the breaker block, demonstrating its ability to act as a support or resistance while trying to key market turning points. So that was weird. Okay. Up until this point, we saw this key level hit here. Retrace down. This would have been a downtrend. This would have been our breaker block. This right here tested our... This would have been the start of our breaker block. It would have retested this zone of liquidity here. Because this was our order block. This was the sweep. From this, it retests this, right? It rejects it, bounces off. Boom. Where is it? This. A retest of the broken level. That was the down move. Strong rejection from the breaker block, demonstrating its ability to act as a support or resistance. We have the leg up. Alignment with the overall trend and key market turning points. So, the alignment with trend, it worked. So this would have been a valid breaker block because, one, it came back down, retested this order block, specifically these two candles, right? It tested this area of the order block. A valid breaker block is when it tests this and retraces. Shut up. It's 9:50. My alarm went off. Sorry. So it tested this area. We had a strong reaction back up from it. Price continued higher, created an even level. From this, we saw price continue back down, creating a new order block from this level. And from that, we got a reaction. That reaction being a large spike to the upside in general trend. However, now I'm looking at this and going, yes, stop it! We're so good. Why are you going down? We haven't broke structure on the 5-minute. We're about to get an inverse for value gap, though. We just lost another $3 there. How bad is it over here? $137 in the green. I am shocked we're in the green at the moment. Well, 10-minute delay on information. So we would have entered early on to this, and we're still waiting for this to drop even lower. And our stop loss is right there. The trading idea, I think, was good. We just needed to get this mastered. I think I understand breaker blocks a little bit better now. Does the note reign true? We got stopped out on this candle specifically. We got stopped out via spread. It's okay. It's okay. No biggie. Absolutely no biggie. This is actually what we were looking for. Kinda. I say kinda. Boom, boom. If price wants to continue higher, it's going to hit this level specifically, continue moving up. If not, it will crash through and continue in its move down. Our trade idea that it would continue higher was wrong. I should have known that from the get-go, because we already discussed daily being in a retrace. We did break structure, but we've been in a downtrend for a while now. We've been going down further and further and further. And just so we're on the same page, though this right here says we were in an uptrend, we're actually, no, we broke structure right here. Down, up, boom, low. Down, up, boom, low. Closure below this lowest point. Down. We should have saw that coming from a mile away. Same story here, you can see the same thing. Down, up, closure, low. We've been in a downtrend ever since, and we did not. We broke structure, yes, here. However, we broke structure again, back to the downside off of this candle. Downtrend. No biggie. I saw that. I made the dumb move to think, oh yeah, price is going up. No, it's not. It's going down. That was my fault. Am I out to make a profit or not? Yes, I am. Is that okay? Is that a good note, you think? Look for a liquidity sweep. Find the order block prior. Look forward to the next retrace. After the liquidity sweep, move down, right? From that, what are we looking for? We're looking for the breaker block. If price moves past the range of the order block, though, we want to consider that a break of structure. Because, one, let's take a look at here, right? Here is this. Boom, boom. If this decided to move past this, we would have more likely had a closure there, at which point that would have been considered a break of structure. Why? Because this closure would have been below a low here, creating a further downtrend. The breaker block is meant to test the previous order block, and after a small retrace to the upside, right, it will then either break past, at which point we'll see price move higher, or it will not, in which case we'll see price move lower. If not, then look for the next available retrace in reverse. This move up right here, talking about this move up specifically, for a strong reaction for which price will trickle in order block fashion, for a strong reaction after which price will trickle in order block fashion, indicating a liquidity sweep. Is this a valid note? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, comment if you're new or on the comeback. Help me out with this, because I am learning, and I understand there's a lot of information on the internet that I could go for free and look up. I could take a paid course if I wanted to. I don't want to do that, though, because the knowledge is free, and my hope, my goal, is that I can live a life of happiness, not through the money I make, but through the memories I have with those I care about. And I'm not having to worry about money issues, because I will have mastered this to the point where I will have money in my pocket to then spend on hobbies, life, and other things that won't make me happy, but will have memories to create without hindrance of outside influence, making for a safe and happy environment to make memories in. Help me out. I think I'm doing pretty good. My idea was correct. For a little while, from this move down, up, it was correct. We could have left on this right here. It was correct. There was a reason why I put the stop loss there. There's a reason why I chose to let it stop us out. That was because I did not feel comfortable letting it drop all the way down here and us losing even more money than we could have made. Look at that. Prices hit this level here. Let's see what happens. It's now 10. News is dropped. Pending. This was lower than forecast, which means price will be moving up. That was also lower than forecast. Price is going to be moving up. According to this, it will. However, I'm looking at move way further down. There's 10. I think there's another force at play here because good for currency is down if it's lesser. I might need to re-educate myself on the pairs and news. That's something I'm going to be looking at here soon, a little bit later. Here's our low. We have 30 minutes. What does the hour have to say? We hit a high. That made sense. We hit high twice. We went up, came back down, much lower. So something else I wanted to point out, I'm not seeing any key levels within this I could have really taken a look at. Like, all of this was just a straight move down. We had one small green block, and the NASDAQ on the hour per Asian session didn't have a single green except for, like, at the bottom right here. And that was, yeah, that was the only green candle there was on NASDAQ. It was complete, like, flip the entire thing and put the green down here. I ignored this and said, okay, this looks a little bit more comfortable. Let's see what happens here. No fair value gap. Did we get a break of structure? Yeah, but it was literally as our market was opening. That was the only time we got a break of structure. Aside from that, I mean, we didn't even get an order block. Unless the NASDAQ was right about their price, and that this right here was the order block, in which case, from here all the way down to there, and that would have been reverse. Maybe it would have been an order block. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think this was an order block or a breaker block. This right here would have been an order block because that swept this, which means this had to have been a breaker block for something. Maybe it filled the this fair value gap here. Yeah, it filled the fair value gap. So this breaker block filled the fair value gap. It respected it. No, it disrespected it. It closed below it, saying price was going to continue lower on the hourly. From that, we saw liquidity sweep up to the high. And now we're seeing price bat on back down. I understand the mistake I made on the S&P. I do. What was that mistake? Identifying the confluences and thinking, oh, it'll wait for me. Also, misidentifying the breaker block because, again, I had to really dial in on what the heck it looked like and how to know if it's been respected or disrespected. I might make a second note later on depicting what a disrespected order breaker block is, so that way I know that per this right here, I can then say, oh, because this moved up or down past this, or again, because this right here is disrespect this stuff, and it's, yeah, it made boo boo and continue on down. Do I want to take another trade? No, not really. That was stupid of me to do this. There's my note. There's the new note. There be new note. I've already made one of those. I've already done that. Note 7. Pay extremely close attention to the time frame you enter on to present a reversal of the confluence. Exit trade on it for maximum profitability. We had a reversal here. Specifically on this candle. We got stopped out at the same time. We did enter on the 5-minute per trading view, but trade locker we entered on the 1 minute, and that 1 minute confluence appeared right there on that one. We broke structure. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm not going to trade again. I've had it for today. I'm good. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I am enlightened. I am aware of my problem that I had today. I am aware all of the confluences. I'm aware of the grains of salt I had to take along the way. I am aware that I need to take more notes. I am aware that I need more experience. This sucked as the first trade. I need to find that because that is my go-to. I lost. Did I sell? I lost $4 on this. 6.2. $16.52 is the time. EET. What the heck? I don't know why this is the time that it's reading in. That's weird. Very, very weird. $4.53 on that. Do we want to count that specifically? I don't think we want to. I think I want to count this right here because not the 921, but this right here. 987.50. and that was 952. That makes sense to me. So we'll look at this when we look for when we go for, I'm gonna save that. Did I changed this? I'm gonna save that as well. It's this one that we're looking for. This right here. Current negative 987.50. That's current. This is from 0, just so we're on the same page. I'm going to be recording each time we trade and we see like a little adjustment here, right? It'll give us what we made and what we lost, right? And from that, we'll have this being our realized profit and loss for the trade. This is what I'm using to track. This is what I'm hoping to do. Because this is a 10-minute delay, it's actually going to give me plenty of time. I can enter trade on this first and then move on to this and take trades on this. And from that, it will then give me the experience I need to go, oh, okay, so this was validated. This was a thing. This was a thing. Okay, that worked. Let's continue onward. Yeah. Even though we failed the trade, I think we did good today. Learning stuff. And that's got to count for something. Has to. I think it does. Let's get better at trading. I'm going to get better at trading. A lot better. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.